Welcome back, folks. So here we are, we're up in the mini lab, and we're going to have a look at getting this Hewlett-Packard 34401A completely recapped and back in operation today. Since the last video, and I'll leave a link below and put a card up here for you to go and see that video, so you'll see some of the stuff that I pointed out at that point in time. But since then, I've had the opportunity to remove the temporary caps that I put in here and here. Also, the Zener diode that I put in coming over here from this location here. And I also removed this Zener here, the one that had the hole blown in it, even though it was still working. And I noticed here, when I put in the temporary caps, I thought this Zener here, this footprint here, and I'll show you this more on the microscope. Mind you, I have to use a different microphone over there, so there'll be a little change in the audio, but we'll come back in a minute. Happy New Year, by the way. I hope you guys are having a great start to 2026. I had a really busy holiday season, so I didn't have much chance to do any videos in the meantime. Okay, so here we are. We're looking here. This is where one of the capacitors is blown up. You can see that's right down to the fiberglass there. So I'm going to have to fill that in. Now look here. I remember this here. This was missing when I got this. That's why I put in that other diode. But in my mind, I thought that this had only one pad left, but it's got two. So I can mount up another SOT23 Zener like this one over here, and then just scrape off a little bit of the solder mask on this and make a connection to it, so it should be fine. But here, I'm going to have to fill this in with some sort of lacquer. So this is going to need to be kind of filled in so I can get some of this copper tape here that I showed you in a recent video. I'm going to use that to put pads down. Now you can see that right here, there's a trace, and I should be able to connect over to the pad over here, put the capacitor on. And then again over here, there we are. This is another capacitor that blew up, and I'm going to put a pad down there, and then there's that trace there I'm going to skip over to. And up here we have this is where I took off the Zener that had a hole in it. So this trace here actually goes all the way over to here underneath. So that's why I connected the through-hole Zener. I connected with a wire to there. But we should get all that fixed up. And of course, there's no problem here with this one. This capacitor here was also missing. I do notice like there's a little darkening of the plastic. So I guess this capacitor started to go. So whoever had initially attempted to repair it just pulled that one off. But I pulled off the one that I put on to a temporary one, and this one over here, and then of course I've got to go around to all the other caps and just get them replaced. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try and fill this thing in here with lacquer, and this one over here as well. Okay, here's what I've got so far. So I couldn't get it perfectly smooth, but I've got the copper down there now, and it's sticking to the lacquer. And over here, the same thing, got that over there as well. So I'm going to let this dry up a little bit, or harden, or cure, whatever you want to call it. And then we'll come back to it and try soldering up some components and show you what that looks like. But in the meantime, let's get on with the display. So we're going to have to, as I mentioned before, we're going to have to remove this display entirely to get that little capacitor out of there and replace it. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to I'll freshen up the solder on all these. Then I'll use my solder pump here to get that solder out. And then if some of these pins don't want to come clean, I've got a hot air machine over there, so you won't see that. I'll bring it over there and use the hot air to loosen up any holes that require it. Alright, let's get started here. Okay, looks like everything cleared properly. It's just a matter, I guess, of bending this out a little bit here to... There we go. That's the display out. Now, that offensive little capacitor there. I think I'm going to use the 2 soldering iron method. There we go. There, she's out. Just going to clean up those pads with a little bit of solder wick. There we go. Very nice. Okay, that's all ready for the new cap. We've got all the caps in from DigiKey, and select the right ones here. Okay, I was checking the schematic there, and there are 2 of them. One is hidden underneath this ribbon cable here, which I got to be careful with because I don't want to break any of the pins. But yeah, there's another one right there. I'm going to have to get that one off too, so I'll use the same technique on that, and then we'll come back and install the new caps. Alright, so I've got these 2 capacitors replaced. Well, you can see them there. There's this one here and this one here, and they're nicely in place. I'm going to just give them a quick check with the multimeter, make sure before I wrap everything up. Alright, so the display is in. I got it in the right side up, and it snapped right in place. In fact, you can't put it in the wrong way around because I got different number of pins on each side, and it plopped right back in place. So let's get to soldering it up. So we're going to I'll tack one side and tack the other side, make sure it's pushed up into place, and we'll go from there. Okay, so they're all soldered in. Just going to clean up with a little isopropyl alcohol and then touch up any of these that need to be touched up. But it went actually a lot easier than I had expected. The way Hewlett-Packard have done it, I guess they did it to make it serviceable, but the very thin pins going through fairly large holes, so the solder sucks out nice and easy and clean. So yeah, it's not a difficult job at all. Okay, just give it a little wipe down here for installing it back in here. Give this a little clean up too. Okay, let's get this down in here and then slide along until that snaps down there, and then she's in place again. All the buttons feel good. Give this a little rub here too. A little of the old moist breath on there. And there we go. So I'll put that away for safekeeping until I get the rest of it all put together. Well, this is what we got done. It's not quite as nice as I would like to have been. A lot of cleanup needs to be done with isopropyl alcohol. We'll get that done once finished doing the whole board here. But I was able to get that back in place using those 2 pads there, and then just putting that little wire across there to that trace there. And the same here, got a little wire going down here over to that little trace there, and that connects everything up. Everything's connected to where it should be. This little guy over here replaced as well. This one over here gave it the hardest time, but it's a good solid connection on there. It's a little bit crooked, but I'll live with it. And that trace there, I was able to lift that up and lay it across the piece of copper I put down. So again, everything is all connected up the way it should be. Alrighty, so this is it. It's all recapped now. And here's a bag of all the capacitors I took out of it. There are a couple missing, of course, because there were two capacitors missing when I got the thing, and one of them blew up. So yeah, so that's all the capacitors that I changed, and I'll put all the new ones in, and we're ready to put it all back together again and hope that it works. Okay, well, we better get started, and then we'll come back and see if this little meter works. Okay, here's the big moment. I'm going to turn on the power, and we'll see if smoke flies out of it or explodes or what happens. Oh, no smoke, no bangs, no explosions, and we have a working unit. Let me get some resistors here. I'm going to check it out properly. Let's put it into ohms mode. I got some handy dandy little standards here. So let's try something pretty normal. 1K, so it's 1.0011 K ohms. And we'll try that one in here. Well, that's not too bad. The room is extremely cold, so this hasn't had a chance to warm up, and this resistor is like an ice box. So that's I'm going to be okay with that. Like I say, I'll do a better check on the calibration a little bit later. Here's one that's very low, 0.9997 ohms. Okay, it's all looking pretty good. It's a nice vivid display too. I got this for Part2 repair, and one of the things that they had on the listing was that the display was very dim, but it turned out that it wasn't. Alright folks, that's it. It looks like we have a successful recapping of this unit, and I'm just going to put it all back together again and put it back into use. So thanks a lot for coming out. Happy New Year again. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.